Welcome, students, to lesson number 6, and here we begin a series of lessons 6, 7, and 8, which comprise only one chapter of to read and problems to do. So we begin to wind down a little bit. The hardest part of the course is over. Congratulations, you're doing well up to now, and all you have to do is put in a finishing effort and receive good grades. Most of all, you'll have an understanding of a subject that will be critical to your future business career success. Chapter 6 deals with installment payments, bonds, long-term borrowing. We call this debt financing. Basically, a firm is financed either by equity, which means an investment by the owners, or by loans from outsiders, banks, etc., which is called debt financing. Striking the appropriate balance between the two is important. Some things to keep in mind. Equity financing does not require that there be mandatory payments. That is, if a firm does not earn a profit one year, there's no need to pay dividends. On the other hand, with debt financing, if the firm starts having unprofitable years, the debt goes on. You still have to pay the interest on the debt whether you are making a profit or not. This can be quite a burden on the company. On the other side, equity financing, since it does come from the owners, is not tax deductible. Debt financing is. So we have some pluses and minuses for both. That's why a good balance between the two is a goal for upper management to strike. We take a look at the difference between interest-bearing notes and discounts. That was taken up, by the way, in the previous chapter in short-term notes payable, but the same applies to long-term notes payable, and you should be aware of the distinction between the two. Here we're going to look at line of credit, which is basically like a loan with a variable amount at interest. We also take a look at bonds and how bonds are accounted for. Bonds are a very important part of the entire financial landscape of the United States and the world markets. There is approximately 3 times as much money invested in bonds as there is in stocks. This is money waiting around for a better opportunity, and meanwhile the owners want to get some response, so it's loaned to companies. And the way we recognize the value of a bond is explained here in some detail in the chapter. Also, looking at effective rates of interest. How do you determine the rate of interest given the amount of a loan, the length of time it's being paid, and the amount of the payment? This financial calculation is best done with a financial calculator, but also can be done quite handily with an Excel spreadsheet, and we'll take a look at that in class. Again, the discussion problems from Chapter 10 include problem 2A, 5A, 7A, 15A, 16A, and 17A. We are not assigning the comprehensive problem at this time. So lesson 6, get a careful read of the chapter so that you're prepared for that quiz, and be sure you get the quiz accomplished before midnight Sunday. We'll see you the following week on Monday. Thank you very much.